Well, now, children, we've done some talking about not killing unless we have to. Now we're going to talk about the necessity of having to kill at times in terrible wars, which Grandma hates so bad. But some of the greatest bravery between man and their beautiful animals and the many resources that we have, you have seen in some of the wars that we have fought. And in the Civil War, one of the great generals, the two of the greatest probably, was Sheridan and Sherman. And Sheridan, who was made a general just at the end of the war, led some wonderful battles against the Confederate Army. And having pushed them, helped his army push them way back from the Shenandoah Valley into West Virginia. And he'd gone to a conference. Then he finds that they have made a counterattack and are pushing his soldiers back, and they've lost their courage. They're being defeated, and he gets on his big black steed. He's 20 miles away now from where the battle is, and he's got to get there. He's got to get there. And here's this beautiful big black steed. Now listen good and really get the feeling of it. This is a poem written by Thomas Buchanan Reed about what really happened with this great general and how he saved the day through his bravery, and how his horse also has been eulogized ever since then. And there's a beautiful statue of both of them. All right. Up from the south at break of day, bringing to Winchester fresh dismay, the affrighted air with a shudder bore, like a herald in haste to the chieftain's door, the terrible grumble and rumble and roar, telling that battle was on once more, and Sheridan 20 miles away. And wider still those billows of war thundered along the horizon's bar, and louder yet into Winchester rolled the roar of that Red Sea uncontrolled, making the blood of the listener cold as he thought of the stake in that fiery fray, with Sheridan 20 miles away. But there is a road from Winchester town, a good broad highway leading down, and there, through the flush of the morning light, a steed as black as the steed of night. Oh, boys and girls, your grandmother loves beautiful horses. Was seen to pass as with eagle flight, as if he knew the terrible need. He stretched away with his utmost speed. Hills rose and fell, but his heart was gay, with Sheridan now only 15 miles away. Still sprung from those swift hoofs thundering south, the dust like smoke from the cannon's mouth, on the trail of a comet sweeping faster and faster, foreboding to traitors the doom of disaster. The heart of the steed and the heart of the master were beating like prisoners assaulting their walls, impatient to be where the battlefield calls. Every nerve of the charger was strained to full play, with Sheridan now only 10 miles away. Under his spurning feet the road like an arrowy alpine river flowed, and the landscape sped away behind like an ocean flying before the wind, and the steed like a bark fed with furnace ire, swept on with his wild eyes full of fire. But lo, he is nearing his heart's desire. He is snuffing the smoke of the roaring fray, with Sheridan now only 5 miles away. The first of the generals saw were the groups of stragglers, and then the retreating troops. What was done, what to do? A glance told him both. Then striking his spurs with a terrible oath, he dashed down the line mid a storm of the huzzas, and the wave of the retreat checked its course there because the sight of the master compelled it to pause. With foam and with dust the black charger was gray, but the flash of his eye and the red nostrils play, he seemed to the whole great army to say, I have brought you, Sheridan, all the way from Winchester down to save the day. Hurrah, hurrah for Sheridan! Hurrah for horse and man! And when their statues are placed on high under the dome of the Union sky, the American soldier's temple of fame, there with the glorious general's name, be it said in letters both bold and bright, here is the steed that saved the day by carrying Sheridan into the fight from Winchester 20 miles away.